Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for your patience in joining us here this evening. I've just now been on the ground in Paris a little over 30 hours, or for a little over 30 hours. We come to you from Paris, from the Canada Olympic House, Maison Olympique du Canada, our home here in Paris for the next nearly 17 days. I must say, I wish it were under different circumstances that I were speaking with you this evening. As Tom mentioned, I do have a statement to read, and I'll read it in both English and French, in large part because there have been so many questions that we fielded over the course of the last 24 hours or so. And my goal and aim would be to hopefully address several of those in doing so. But contrary to what Tom said, I can't assure you that it's brief. On July 22nd, we were made aware of a Canadian who was detained by police in Saint-Étienne, France. Soon after, we learned it was for using a drone to record a Team New Zealand soccer or football practice. We then worked to understand whether there were any other recordings of New Zealand or any other teams for that matter. We spoke with Canada Soccer CEO Kevin Blue, as well as head coach Bev Priestman, among others. And those two informed us that after speaking to the assistant coach, they learned that there had been one other recording. That recording was taken earlier of another New Zealand practice. They said unequivocally that they did not know these recordings had happened and were not involved. We also learned that the footage was solely in the possession of the individual who had flown the drone. At this point, we endeavored to develop sanctions that reflected the seriousness of the behavior, and that we would ensure the opening match, or that would ensure the opening match this week could be played respecting the principles of fair play. Though we are all disheartened by this incident, we thank Canada Soccer for being open and transparent with us throughout the process so far. The removal of two key staff from Canada Soccer and its team, and the head coach missing the first match of the Olympic tournament, will undoubtedly be debated by some. We believe that these actions and the mandatory ethics education that we have imposed at least mitigate any advantage Canada may have had or be seen to have had against New Zealand football and their women's national team. It would also send a clear message that though the COC wants to see Team Canada on the podium as much as anyone, winning the right way is the only way for us. We are satisfied that these steps are appropriate, but have been and will continue to be in contact with the IOC and FIFA should any further action be required. Finally, I'd like to say, at the risk of stating the obvious, that this is not how Team Canada planned to start these games. This is one of the strongest teams we've ever fielded. We have more medal potential in more sports than at any games I can remember. And I just watched an amazing announcement with Maud Charon and Andre de Grasse, Canada's flag bearers, for this Friday night's opening ceremony. We have an incredible squad of athletes that are proud to wear the maple leaf and who make me, and I hope all Canadians, proud every time they step on the field of play.